I'm a big sports fan, and I think there's a lot that businesses can learn from sport and vice versa. One of the key learnings that I advocate to the organisations and leaders I work with is to think about adopting the off-season mentality which sports people and individuals have, where they focus on improvement rather than growth. And I coin this embracing the plateau. And rather than trying to continually grow or climb, this is the period where you focus on getting better rather than growing. And embrace the plateau is a phrase which I think creates this very visual image. If you think about mountain climbing, where you've got periods where you're climbing and that's intense, but then you've got periods where the mountain flattens out. And those periods are really important because they allow you to get better. They allow you to re-energize, assess resources, and all of those things are really important before you grow further. And I think there's a direct learning for business leaders around creating plateau periods within the business where they do focus on improvement rather than growth. Now, these periods might be a few weeks, it might be 6 months, it varies for different businesses, but it's really important that there is a period focused on internal improvement rather than external growth. Now, the limiting mindset for most business owners which stops them adopting this is they feel new sales are essential and they feel that they've got to continually bring in new business irrespective of how busy they are. And there isn't a alignment between business capacity and sales. Sales is its own beast, its own engine, which just has to do what it does. And that can create organisational challenges, obviously. And what's missing for me in a lot of business owners' mentality is that they're not prioritising the existing relationships enough. For a lot of the mature business or the adolescent businesses I come across, they've actually got enough business. They've got enough customers, enough clients. But what they're not doing is maximising those relationships. And Embrace the Plateau gives you the time to do that, because you're not focused on growing, you're focused on improving what you've got. And this comes down to prioritising 3 perspectives, the 3 R's. Prioritise the relationships you have, prioritise renewals, and prioritise referrals. And if you get those 3 things right, and you improve the income or the profitability from the existing customers, you may find that you don't actually need that many new customers. And that means that you can invest less in sales maybe and spend more on delivering great service and great product to your existing customers. So that means you can spend less on sales and marketing and focus more on investing in existing clients, existing customers, and building the customer spend from that area. Now, to do this, there's 3 core considerations. The first is a reframing of what you're all about. And as I say, part of that is maybe thinking about whether you've got the balance right between growth and improvement, and standing back enough to make that decision. Once you've done that, the second consideration is rethinking how you could create better relationships with your existing stakeholders. So what does better engagement with your employees look like? What does offering a better service to your existing customers look like? So this rethink phase is really important. And once you've done the reframing and the rethinking, then it's about refocusing the resources of the business to these new priorities and trying to build deliberately better, stronger relationships with the existing people within the business rather than always adding more. It's less tiring, it's more rewarding, so it's a really sensible option to go. And there's 3 main benefits you'll get as a business if you do this. The first is you'll instill collaboration as a way that we do business. So you'll get greater collaboration both internally and externally if you focus more resource on those relationships. You'll also increase the communication both within and from outside in of the business. You'll get more feedback, you'll get more ideas, you'll get more suggestions, and that's really healthy. And thirdly, you'll get more commitment. If we ask people's opinion, if we get them involved with the designing of services and products, offerings, then they're going to be more committed to delivering those. It makes sense. So just spending some time on the plateau, focusing on what you've already got and focusing on improving that is an alternative theory or an alternative ideology to just growth for growth's sake. And it's part of the 3 core ideologies that I recommend to business owners. And in the next video, I'll be covering the last of those, which is all about flucture.